Well, let's get more perspective on the letter distributed by the Boko Haram terrorists in Gaydam. We're now being joined on the news at 10 by the Managing Director, Beacon Consulting, and a security risk intelligence expert, Mr. Kabiru Adamu. Thank you for joining us on the news at 10 tonight.
Thank you, Millicent. Good evening.
All right, first, as an intelligence expert, what is it, do you know, have you heard so far of the situation in Gaydam, your base state, as at now?
Well, nothing more than what you have indicated in the report, suggesting that there was an attack this evening, that the troop deployment in Gaydam attempted to repel the attack and that they were supported by the Nigerian Air Forces. We also picked up the letter that was circulated in the town earlier on. We also picked up the fact that residents of the town were apprehensive, and so it appears there were prior indications of an impending attack, and unfortunately the attack did occur despite the fact that there were indications suggesting that an attack could occur.
And with all of this happening, what should the government or the military be doing right now? And this is to reassure and strengthen the confidence of residents, seeing all that we're hearing at the moment.
The truth of it is the government, the security forces would need to reestablish order. And how do they reestablish order? By preventing this type of attacks. Now, we know that for the past 11 years, there has been an Operation Lafia Doli, and the mandate of Operation Lafia Doli is to contain the terrorism. Unfortunately, the more this type of incidences occur, the more it shows the residents that, unfortunately, the security agencies are unable to protect them. And so, and I hate to say this, sometimes residents would have to choose between either supporting or keeping quiet with regards to the activities of this terrorist, when they know, for instance, that they can't be protected, like in the case of Gaydam. So, the simple answer is improved protection, improved security, target the strongholds, the basis of this, groups. In this instance, the letter indicated that the attack was carried out by the Islamic State in West Africa province, and there is enough intelligence indicating where this group is located. So take the attack to them, remove their bases, arrest their leaders, present them for prosecution. Frankly, nothing more than this.
It's also interesting to see that, Yobe is not really a major battlefield like Borno, for example. Does this suggest that the terrorists are strengthening their network of sorts?
Well, we have to remember that one of the spiritual headquarters of especially the other group, which is Jamaat al-Ahlis Sunnah lil-Dawati wal-Jihad, is in Yobe. So the entire northeast, especially the three states of Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe have traditionally been hotspots for this type of attacks. Of course, in the last few years, especially 5 years, we've seen a reduction of attacks in Yobe and Adamawa, and most of the attacks have concentrated in Borno. From time to time, we see incursions into Yobe, just like it happened today. Of course, in your report earlier on indicated there was an attack in Gaydam specifically in February, but then other parts of Yobe, including Gujiba and several others, especially the border area between Borno and Yobe, have received this type of attacks. What we are seeing is more or less a dislocation of especially these two major terrorist groups, the Islamic State in West Africa province and the Jamaat al-Ahlis Sunnah lil-Dawati wal-Jihad. And then some of their cells are now able to carry these types of attacks, unfortunately.
All right, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kabiru Adamu, security risk intelligence expert. Thank you for joining us on the news at 10 tonight.
Thank you for having me, and stay safe.
You as well.